Hello, it's been a while. I thought I'd just check in with you, and apologies, I've just realised that I may be a bit boopy today, but you know, we've got to embrace and own our shit. One of the weird things that's come out of this lockdown is that my boobs have started growing, so never mind, everything seems to be a little bit in your face just now, so sorry about that. Takes your distraction away from my baggy face, but also let me introduce you to my lovely altar. I've been busy setting that up. If you want to know why I put some of the things on there and what they mean to me, you can check out my Facebook site, LouisaYoga or LKY Yoga Teacher Training, because I've actually opened up even more on that as well and told you why I've put these things there. It's quite nice. I'm quite partial to my altar. My tea today, my teacup says mum on it. Yesterday I was feeling a bit emotional actually. I wasn't like sitting feeling sorry for myself, but I really was pining for my children. I'm missing cuddling them. I miss the smell of their skin, and one's 18 and one's 25, you know, and I miss my granddaughter, just feeling her little furry head in my face. I miss my girls making fun of me and rolling their eyeballs at me when I'm myself. But we're going to just appreciate the things that we've got even more. So we're also going to be letting go of some of the stuff that it's not relevant anymore. Things are, it's changing and transmuting and cleansing in a way that's quite painful. So, so I hope you're doing fine. My headaches that I was having, weirdly enough, it turns out that, remember, I was waiting for biopsy results and thought, oh my goodness, I might be, you know, there might be something really serious. It's gone into a middle ear infection, so it could explain a lot. Again, that's my Ajna chakra, my wisdom, my intuition. It could be a bit of a blockage. I've been doing a lot of tantric practices, working with pranadharana, which I'm going to speak to you about. So there's a lot of clearing. There's been a lot of there's been a lot of realizations recently. I've also been organising my teacher training group, because while we've been waiting to see what's going to be happening, I can't just allow our teacher training group to be moored indefinitely in nowhere land. I've got to try and steer our ship somewhere, steer it to some sort of shores. So I've been reconnecting with them and trying to figure out where we go in a very strange way, because my practice is very, very about working with energy and connecting with humans and the people, and the energy of who they are, and teaching them how to find that. So we're going to have to do it in a different way and adapt until we're able to connect on a physical level. So I've been studying moonology and Vedic astrology as well. I've been really been absorbed in that, the fact that I can't connect with my people. So I've been doing, rather than the microcosm, I'm working with the macrocosm. I've been really trying to connect with the planets. I'm finding it's just blowing me away, and I really can't wait to share some of it with you. Something that's really easy to share with you. You've got the crescent moon is when it's smaller than the half moon. The gibbous moon is when it's bigger than the half moon. But people ask me, what waning and waxing? Waning means it's getting smaller, waxing means it's getting bigger. How do you figure out if it's a waxing or waning moon? Well, a waxing moon, put your right hand up and the curve will be around there. If it's a waning moon, put your left hand up, the curve will be along there. At the moment it's a waning moon, we're moving into the new moon. So at the moment we've come from full moon energy, which is really intense, to waning moons where we're really letting go, practicing forgiveness, gratitude, and our energy levels will be lower. So it's about learning our lessons and clearing the way, because the new moon is about new beginnings, setting intentions, and harnessing and manifesting what really we want to bring into our lives. So we need to learn the lessons from the last phase and let go and be and heal. So that's what we're doing, or we should be doing. So don't worry if you're not full of action and getting things done. It's just like bring some forgiveness towards yourself and to others. Let go of stuff. If it's not for you, that's okay. All right, so it's a bit like I studied Feng Shui, which is, so it's almost Feng Shuiing your life, clearing the clutter and some of the shite, so that, you can't bring in anything good if there's still loads of crap hanging around. So clear out stuff that's not good for you to give space for the good stuff to come, okay? And there's no rush. It's about letting go and being, So it's about practicing forgiveness, humility, gratitude, and love. So my yoga thing today, bear with me because my earache's giving me a bit of an unbalance. Today it's about awakening and maintaining Kundalini. As a lot of you know, I studied Tantra, I practice Tantra. It's a huge part of my life, and it's not the being a weird sexual creature, as so many people have connotations of what Tantra is. I've spoke about it in a few of the other in my teen chats with Louisa. But basically, Kundalini, we're trying to awaken and maintain Kundalini, and Kundalini energy is the force of divinity. It's about really, it's a potent force for good, and it's about trying to enhance the potential of who we really are, to find that balance, enhance, maintain, sustain the energy that is our Mahat, our absolute pure potential. People associate Kundalini awakenings with this craziness. Oh, it's dangerous to have a Kundalini awakening. We do that. If somebody's had something that they experience as a Kundalini awakening where they've gone a little bit crazy, it's not really a Kundalini awakening. It's possibly more of a pranic imbalance. The energy's imbalanced and the emotions are unstable. So to awaken our Kundalini, we have to practice and maintain stability before we can really open up and work with the energetics and the more magical side of things. We need to build our foundations before we can grow. Yeah, so the 7 components of working with this and part of a tantric practice are continuity, clear seeing, prana dharana, and that's not an 80s band, even though it sounds like it. Sushumna, Rudrani, I like saying that word. Advaita, and Bhakti. 7. Okay, so continuity is about taking the experience that we feel or we learn or we know on our yoga mat and after meditations, instead of just allowing it to disperse, it's about taking what we learn and where we feel about ourselves we're coming off the mat and into our lives. So trying to integrate, at this precise time where we're going through this strange time of adjusting, it's a time to apply your yogic philosophy and know it and feel it. So yoga is about practicing self-awareness. So it's about self-reflection, contemplation. How do you see the world? What is the world to you? If you've got a really negative perspective, you're not going to be able to continue with this yogic, this passive aggressiveness. That's not the way of continuing a stable practice. So in one of Tantra's truths is one of the things to contemplate and feel as opposed to read and think, is that life is a gift. You know, from finding out that my biopsy was clear, oh, life truly is a gift. You know, and what we're experiencing just now, the fear of the klesha, abhinimesha, fear of death. I mean, life is truly a gift. And no matter what's going on in our life, life is beautiful. These aren't things to think and read, these are things to feel and contemplate. So it's about integrating that into your practice in life. So it's going to help you to rest in your self-essence. So self-essence is something called svarupa, okay, a Sanskrit word. So it's embodying what you practice. And me as a teacher, I have to embody what I teach, make it real, keep it real and authentic. So moving on to clear seeing. So it's about viveka, practicing discernment. What do you need to practice right now? What do you need to do? What are your limitations? Step out of your own way. So it's about, if you could see things clearly without any of the social conditioning that you've got, if you could see things for what they really are, the truth of them, you know, how amazing would your life be? You know, so it's about ending projection, being aware of why you feel negative thoughts. Where are they coming from? Transmute them. Transmute your vikalpas. This is beliefs that are not good for you, that have been stilled into you as a child. You know, that maybe I'm not good enough, that kind of thing. It's like transmuting that. It's transmuting the shit. Clearly seeing things for what they really are. So then you can make wise choices. The next one, Pranadharana, the 80s band. Well, not really. So this is where maybe I'm getting these headaches, the ear stuff, because it resides in your third eye center. Prana is energy. Dharana it means to collect or gather, stabilize, concentrate. So when we do our practices, our yogic practices, we're harnessing this energy, we're working with it and doing it in a really positive and an intention, with intent and having intentions. So once you enter Pranadharana and the awareness is intensified, then you can really feel chakras. If you read it in a book, oh, that's what it's supposed to look like, oh, that colour. You know, visualising is not going to be as powerful as feeling. I tell my students to come out their heads and into their hearts. Feel your practice. Work with the energy, which then comes into the next one, Sushumna. So Sushumna is one of the main nadis, the energy centres, where the energy moves up and down. The chakras meet at the different ones. There's the Ida and Pingala, the crossover and meet at the various chakras, but Sushumna is where we really want to channel this prana, this energy. So Pranadharana, taking you into Sushumna, a way of doing this, a way of really helping to harness this is just doing a daily practice of alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana, and some meditation every day. So harnessing the prana and bringing awareness to the spine. It helps to regulate your pranic flow, and it stills the nervous system, and it opens the doorway to meditation and really takes us to where we should be. Okay? Rudrani is the next one. Rudrani, when I'm teaching yoga, I speak to my students and get them to work with prana, apana, and gather your energy behind the navel point. This is the energy of clear seeing. This is the energy that knows you better than you know yourself. Harnessing this energy can give us knowledge, courage, strength, capacity. It's working with something far more powerful than we are ourselves. It really helps to harness the Kundalini, and it's a brighter and more potent force. It's so good for you, okay? And Advaita is is a non-dual awareness. I've spoken about dualism, Purusham Prakriti, so Purusha is the non-manifest consciousness, anything that's what's inside you that doesn't ever change. Prakriti is anything that changes, the manifest world. So by working with by harnessing what these other things that I've been speaking about, it can take us into this non-dual awareness. So, excuse me, I'll have a cup of tea here. So we can recognize dualism. So it's basically dualistic. We need to be dualistic first of all. It's all there's so much paradoxes involved in finding your way. The universe is full of paradoxes. So we need dualism. We need to understand that we need to bring balance, to be able to connect with non-dual awareness. So to know that the infinite and yourself are one. So to find the truth that dwells in your heart. So the seeker, the curious observer that I speak about, and the sought, what we're trying to find, are actually the same. It's difficult to think this and to know this. It's more about practicing it to get to that stages to be aware. Hence the reason we have to build the foundations before we can grow. So finding that sense of awaita is developing non-dual awareness so that we can recognize dualism. So heavy stuff, so it's something to really bring into contemplation. It's a knowing as opposed to a thinking. I speak about you can't read a swimming manual and learn how to swim. It's the same with this. So knowing that we are unmanifest consciousness. We are everything. So we need to let go of that and be. Yeah. The last one is something that I do practice, and people assume that bhakti is religion. I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. Some people practice bhakti by working with religion because it's about love, devotion, faith. For me, God is truth and love. Yeah, so it's what God isn't, to some people it might be this bearded, hairy man in the sky. It's not, he's not to me. To practice bhakti, you should be open. And your opinions should be shaped by evidence. So by practicing, and then you'll find the faith. By really knowing, then you find faith. So keep practicing, and then the answers will come. So I was brought up with complete atheists who were so anti-religious that I used to love the idea of this bloke Jesus that I heard about at school, and I wasn't allowed to go to Sunday school and stuff, and that just seemed a little bit almost like dangerous and outrageous to get into religion. But I didn't become religious. I've read about a lot of different religions and realised they're all coming from the same page. But I'm not keen on religion. I'm keen on the idea of where they're all coming from. So for me, it's about love, devotion, and faith. I apply that to everything in my life. So it's about having faith in the universe and knowing that there's something bigger here than we are. The way you can achieve bhakti from a yogic perspective is by using mantra. And mantra is more powerful in the unspoken than it is in the spoken. Some mantras are closed Some are open. The Gayatri mantra is a very, very powerful one that is open to all. Okay, it's a healing one. And then from practicing, back to your practicing with mantras, you can drop away and rest into love. You know, really open the space. So the way you can practice back to you as well is just be thankful at the end of each practice, or be thankful or find gratitude at the end of the day or first thing in the morning. Okay, I'm going to stop speaking so much. I've realised I've been ranting and raving for far too long. I'm going to speak to you very soon. I hope you have a lovely weekend, and I'm sending lots of love to everyone.